Big JJ, I'm still undefeated, brother.
What's the anticipation like as this week goes on?
Great weather again. Been nice. Had 2 good practices, and kids are excited. They put in a lot of work, overcome a lot of obstacles, and it's finally here. They're going to play football.
Okay, Greg.
Jeff, how you doing?
Good, Greg. How are you, brother?
I'm good. One of the things that we saw yesterday when the depth chart and some of the game notes came out was that Antonio Parks is a single-digit jersey guy. I'm wondering sort of how he got added to that group at this stage.
AP was a senior and had a lot of votes. And I just felt terrible taking a number off of the senior. And I told the team about it. I let the guys vote, whether he represented the brand. Was he a tough guy? And we had 115 players vote, and all 115 voted that he should stay in that number. So I allowed him to do that.
Got it. And then I did mention the depth chart. We got to look at it last night a little bit. And one of the names that jumped out to me was Peter Gray in the mix at defensive tackle. We haven't seen much from him. What can you tell me about his player? What's jumped out about him?
He's just really bought in to the brand. He's been tough. He shows up. He's never on the list. Great locker room guy. Great team player. And he makes plays. So it's funny. I was talking to Lucas the other day. He was telling me about a story about Peter. Lucas, with his accent, kept talking about how much he loved Payto. I said, I don't know anybody on our team named Payto. Who Payto? He said, Payto Gray, coach. So Peter is very well respected on our team.
Nice.
Really played well.
And there was one noticeable absence. Just kind of looking at it, Kevin Davis, who's started a lot of games the last couple of years, is not listed there. Is that like an injury situation, or is he unavailable, or is there something else? Like, what's his status?
Yeah, we just got to get him well. He should be back in a couple of weeks, we hope.
Gotcha. Does the depth chart, as you guys have released it, account for, guys who will be unavailable due to contact tracing or COVID testing or whatever else, or are some of those guys still on there for now?
Great question. I have to go back and look at that. To be honest with you, whenever Kyle asked for it, at that moment, those kids would have been up and going. Like I told y'all since the beginning, this truly is going to be a day-to-day deal. So whenever Kyle asked for that, which I believe it was a few days ago, that was updated at that point.
Gotcha.
Okay, Hector, you're up.
Morning, Coach.
Hi, Hector.
Hey, along those lines, Coach, is there an update on the 13 guys who had to miss because of antibodies and the whole deal?
Yes, sir. We've gotten of the 13, 8 will be out due to contact tracing. 4 have been cleared to play, and we're waiting on the 5th one.
Gotcha. And forgive the ignorance in terms of how the testing works on a day-to-day basis. Is with those 13, is that it in terms of that's all you have to worry about in terms of those guys being out, or is there another potential snag in terms of, great, now we've got to go through another round to see if maybe we might be out another couple of guys?
Yeah, we tested yesterday. We test again tomorrow. And we test again Friday. So we've got 2 more to go still. It literally is, Hector, a day-to-day situation. The next man up mentality. That's why you've got 115 players on the roster. Walk-ons are very important right now. 4th-string guys, 3rd-string guys, scout team guys, everybody's up. God forbid, what if Barry Lundy Jr. tests positive Friday? Next man up, Tyrone Nix. Next man up, Jeff Traylor. Next man up. It truly is a philosophy you're going to go by this year, and this year is going to be like none other. And no one's going to care at the end of the day. What matters first and foremost is the health, safety of our kids. And if that protocol, they got to be out. That's what we're going to do. We're going to look at the injury report. We're going to go with Dan Bellamy, Nick Turner's recommendation. We're going to coach the next guy. And that's the way it's going to be.
When you look at Texas State, Coach, I'm under no delusion here that you're going to give away any part of the game plan or anything along those lines. But is there something that stuck out to you on either side of the ball when you watch Texas State and you go deeper into the game film in terms of things that they really did well, maybe unexpectedly did well? I know that's tough to say considering it's the first game, but maybe anything that jumped out at you.
Just the progress that Coach Spavital has made from year one to year two. You can tell he's got the program headed in the right direction. His kids really wanted to play football Saturday. Coming off the season they had had before, they were competitive last year. They just couldn't get over the hump. And this year they've taken another step. That doesn't surprise me. I told y'all before, Coach Spavital coached my son Jordan. And Jordan has been an unbelievable believer in Jake. Because in coaching, you don't get to see this persona of us, the public persona. But the real us, you hope, is also what you guys see. And my son saw what Jake Spavital was every day. My son's a walk-on, and how Jake treated him every day. I know what kind of person Jake is, and you can tell his players feel the same way about him. And that's what jumped off the screen to me, is how much his players want to play for him.
Given everything that's gone on, Coach, and everything that you guys are continuously still dealing with on a daily basis, have you allowed yourself to give any kind of brain space to what the game means in terms of recruiting? I mean, beyond the rivalry, just the fact that you guys have done a really nice job of closing the borders here of the 210. Does that come across your mind as you're leading up to the game, and with everything else going on, is another chance to show local kids that UTSA is the better of the two programs?
When you're recruiting, that stuff works for you and against you. If you go win, the guys you recruit against are going to tell those players we don't need them because we're winning. If we're losing, those players say, man, we can play immediately. So it's just a matter of how the coaches choose to spin it. I want to win for my players on this roster. Of course, I hope my recruits believe in our staff and me and UTSA and what we're about, and they'll stay with us no matter what. But my main priority is my 115 players and my coaching staff that have worked their tail off since the day we got hired to go look good. And President Amy and Dr. Campos believing in us and hiring us, that's the reason we want to go back.
Thank you, Coach.
Hey, Greg, you're up.
Jeff, you mentioned 8 guys out due to contact tracing from that group of 13. Is that like 8 total out to contact tracing, or there's some other guys who are going to be dealing with that as well come Saturday?
As of right now, that's where we are.
Got it. And we've talked a lot about the team and about the big picture of going through this week, but what about for you personally? What does it mean to be so close to your first game as a college head coach?
I really don't go there in my mind. I just don't go there. I was born to coach. I love to coach. I'm very grateful for the opportunity. But to me, being a head coach means serving my coordinators, serving my coaching staff, serving my players, and being the very best I can be for them. And that's what my job is. I'm going to do my very best every day for them. I know it might sound like coach talk. We want to live our brand. We want to be people of integrity that bring passion every day. We're mentally and physically tough. We're selfless. We serve people. We give perfect effort. We're going to keep doing that enough, Greg, in recruiting, going to class, coaching the game of football, playing the game, weight room. But we're going to stack enough great days together, and eventually we're going to roll out there and have a really, really good football team that we can all be proud of. When is that going to happen? I hope it starts at 2:30 Saturday. I know that culture piece is going to happen. The winning, the question is going to be when, W-H-E-N. Not if, it's just when.
I think because of the way this year has gone and all the hurdles you guys have faced, that it kind of feels like you've been here for quite a while now and you've kind of been through it and been around the block. Do you sort of have that sense, or does this week still feel very new and fresh to you getting ready for this game for the first time?
There's nothing new and fresh about 2020. It's been a kick in the gut every day. And you just have to remind yourself how blessed you are to be out there on the field. We talk to our players all the time. Life's like a railroad track. There's always something good going on. There's always something bad on the other side. It just seems like 2020 there's been a little bit more on the other side than usual. But we're grateful to play, Greg. And there's no doubt it's been a grind. But we're just so thankful to be here. I know Tyrone Nix is very thankful to be a coordinator again. I know Barry Loney Jr. is very thankful to be a coordinator again. And I know Chuck Traylor is very, very grateful to be a head coach again.